The White House is firing back at China, saying in part, instead of retaliating, China should address the long-standing concerns about its unfair trading practices. The battle with China happening as the future of NAFTA still hangs in the air. Let's bring in Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico and U.S. ambassador to the United Nations under President Clinton. Good to have you here, Governor Richardson. With you, I'd like to focus on NAFTA and the new president of Mexico, because I know that you know Mexico very, very well. I don't know if people know, I knew Governor Richardson back when I worked at Univision, and he used to appear and speak in Spanish back when he was in Congress. Sir, good to have you here. What do you think will happen as a result with NAFTA, as a result of the new president of Mexico?
Well, I think if President Trump is smart, he should try to make a deal on NAFTA now, a skinny NAFTA, get rid of the sunshine requirement. This president is going to be in for 6 years. Yes, he's a leftist, but I think he's been pragmatic so far. The vibes between him and President Trump have been reasonably good. If I were the president, I'd stop talking about the wall and immigration, focus on the issues like narcotics, like commerce, where we're close, but strike a NAFTA deal now. I think that concessions have been made on all sides. It's a much improved NAFTA. But don't make it broad so that you have to go to the Mexican Congress, the U.S. Congress. So make a deal now on what is called a skinny NAFTA. It's good for our country. It's good for Mexico. It's good for Canada. That would be my advice.
Do you think the president has brought the immigration question into the trade negotiations? Or I haven't really heard that. I thought they'd been kept sort of separate.
Well, yeah. I believe the president, since Peña Nieto was left office, and, well, he's still in office, but since the election of the new president, which was July 1, the president has been restrained. He hasn't linked the immigration issue. He's been gracious with Lopez Obrador, the new president. That's good. So I think keep them separate. But make it quick. Make a quick deal with NAFTA. I think all the ingredients are there. The Sunshine Clause, energy, digital, a lot of new issues that have cropped up, I think, have been resolved. Make the deal now and start the relationship.
Does he have to give the new Mexican president something, or is there going to be a political price for the new Mexican president to pay? Or is the idea you sign the deal with the old Mexican president, the outgoing, and then the other guy, the new guy, doesn't have to any of that baggage with him?
Well, I think it gets off a very important relationship. Mexico's our third biggest trading partner. We've got immigration issues, cartel issues, a lot of violence at the border. I think you make a good start. I think Lopez Obrador is going to say, well, you know, I can deal with President Trump. They're both kind of populist. They talk to their base. And you know, the relationship with Mexico has been, as Michelle knows, in tatters in the last 6 years. I would also, if I'm President Trump, invite Lopez Obrador to the White House while he's president-elect. You know, Peña Nieto never got there. The friction was so heavy.
Right.
So I think, you know, a combination of symbolic diplomacy with real diplomacy, but make a NAFTA deal very soon.
Governor,
I think the ingredients are there. Yeah.
Changing topics. I want you to respond to this. Earlier this week, I asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo if Kim Jong-un, in his discussions with him, had ever expressed a desire to change his economy in a fundamental way. We're going to roll the soundbite.
We've spoken to him about a brighter future for North Korea. We've spoken to him about the importance of allowing private dollars to come in, not just dollars from the United States, although I'm confident there will be Americans who would want to invest in an open and rules-based North Korea, but Japanese, South Korean, Chinese too, will all want to be part of the economic opportunity that there is in North Korea.
Governor Richardson, you've been to North Korea. Maybe you're not the person who's been there most recently, but you're certainly up there when it comes to Americans. Have you ever seen any evidence there that they want to go away from being the Stalinist economy that they've been for decades?
Well, yeah. You know, when I went there with Eric Schmidt of Google, they were interested. They didn't bring the internet in, obviously. But, you know, I've had American businessmen call me since this summit saying, you know, we want to take a look at North Korea. Maybe there's potential. I think Kim Jong-un wants a private sector economy eventually as a prize for giving his nuclear weapons. He's not like his father, who wanted handouts, foreign aid, food. I think this leader is more pragmatic. The problem is, can this leader keep his word? You know, he's not keeping his word on denuclearization. He's building nuclear fuel, new missiles. You know, we really have to keep an eye on him.